Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at a band I have never heard of before. It is a band called Manapart. Not Man Apart, it's Manapart. All one word. They messaged me a couple of days ago through Instagram asking me if I would have a look at some of their music, so that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I tried to do a little bit of research on the band, but I really didn't find very much. It's very hard to find anything. And all I can tell you is Manapart is a Russian-Armenian metal band making mostly heavy oriental music. The artist is trying to bring you a state of melancholy by singing about social injustice and deeply personal emotions, regrets and elusive hopes for a better future. Now, that is the only thing I could find from them. That was a description of the band from their Facebook page. So that's a direct quote from their page. That's all I can tell you about the band. I don't know when they were formed. Don't know where in Russia they're from. That's all I've got. Don't even know how much music they've released. From what I understand, they used to be a cover band, I think. And that's just little hints I've picked up from some parts that I found, but I can't be 100% sure. Anyway, so a Russian-Armenian metal band. We're going to be looking at a track called Monk Dance. Now, I found some lyrics for the track. There's quite a lot of lyrics for it as well. I have no idea what kind of metal this is. I have no idea what to expect, so I'm going into this completely blind. So yeah, there's nothing really more I can say, so we'll jump into it and see what we've got. So this is Monk Dance by Manapart.
And the people who are nothing see no compromise. And the angel who
Well, there you go. That was Monk Dance by Manapart. And I think we can quite safely say they sound very much like a discount System of a Down. It can't just be me that thinks that. They sound very much like a low-budget version of System of a Down. There are obviously some marked differences. I mean, especially that the sort of very, very harsh growls right towards the end of the track. Now, I think System of a Down may have done something similar to that at some point, but I don't think they were ever quite that harsh. Anyway, I don't want to concentrate on that element too much. I mean, it was a very, very catchy piece of music. Why it's called Monk Dance, I can't for the life of me figure out. But it was interesting. We'll say that. Well, it was very, very interesting. It was fairly heavy. I mean, very, you could hear the bass guitar very prominently throughout that piece of music. So yes, strangely catchy, very bouncy, and not bad at all. Now, the song goes: desperation from depression covers all our population, and the people who are nothing, seeing all was compromised. And the angel who is watching from the highest tree, forest deers were hanged by our hibernated policy. Hey, hey, they are screaming, dancing on the bones of earth. Hey, hey, they are breeding in the pace of universe. Hey, hey, they are screaming, dancing on the bones of earth. Hey, hey, they are breeding in the pace of universe. Wake me up if you want to break it. Wake me up if you want to feel. Wake me up if you want to see that. Everybody dance with me. Wake me up if you want to break it. Wake me up if you want to feel. Wake me up if you want to see that. Everybody dance with me. While the world awaits awakened, Church of Hope is burning down. Hollow prayers stay in line, so do they want to meet their God? And the fallen, who is the insider, rips my darkest soul apart, followed by the monk predator, a lion with a broken heart. Well, there's the monk there. And then it goes back into that, hey, hey, they are screaming, dancing on the bones of earth. Hey, hey, they are breeding at the pace of universe. Hey, hey, they are screaming, dancing on the bones of earth. Hey, hey, they are breeding pace in the pace of universe. Then it goes back into that, wake me up if you want to break it. Wake me up if you want to feel. Wake me up if you want to see it. Everybody dance with me. And then they repeat that again. Then it goes, we are jumping, we are breaking, we are this place up. We are trading, we are faking, we are hiding what we've found. Faster, 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 right now, right now, right now. And, that last right now was actually a really pretty hefty and long scream right towards the end of the track there. So, pretty impressed by that. And, that faster, faster, right now bit was actually done in those very, very, very harsh vocal style compared to the rest of the song. So, mixing it up a bit there. So, very interesting. I'm not entirely sure at all what the song itself is about. I mean, they are screaming, dancing on the bones of earth, and they are breeding in the pace of universe. Now, that part alone just sounds to me like talking about the fact that dancing on the bones of earth, we're sort of not taking the state of the earth seriously, and the planet is dying and we're still, living life large and being all happy about it, even though, we're literally dancing on the decaying body of the planet. We're dancing on the bones of earth. As the planet's dying, we don't care. We're just carrying on living our happy lives and not caring about it. That's what that bit sounds like. And they are breeding in the pace of universe. Now, the line itself doesn't grammatically make sense to me, but what I think it might be suggesting is the speed at which the population of the planet is increasing. We are ever increasing the population of Earth, and we're going to be decimating the what's the word I'm looking for? The resources of the planet. And if we carry on growing at this pace, there's going to be nothing left for anybody. So it could be talking about, the state of the planet that we're on, stuff like that. I'm not really sure. But like I said, catchy piece of music, discount System of a Down sound, so, it wasn't bad, it was quite enjoyable. Very catchy piece of music. But I really don't know what else to say on that, so I'll leave that as it is. Now, if anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or you could even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, which would of course be a great help to me, since all of my content gets demonetized. I make absolutely nothing from any of the content I make for this channel, which is quite frustrating because, obviously the proceeds from all my videos go to the individual bands who appear in my videos, but they only appear in possibly about 1/4 of the video. They appear for a small part of the video, and the rest of the content doesn't matter. I don't see anything from any of the content I make. It's quite annoying, but anyway, that's not the point. There is an option in Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue should you so desire it. There are a couple of limitations on how frequently you can do that, and that's just to be fair to people who suggest tracks through regular means such as Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram comments. And if you do suggest tracks through those regular means, do know that it could take me a while to get around to your suggestion, since I do get suggested so many new tracks every single day that my list of tracks grows faster than I can record the videos. But I do write down every suggestion I get, so it'll get done eventually. Just might take me a while to get around to it, I'm afraid. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes. And one of the facets of that is hate crimes involving people of the alternative culture, and this is how the foundation came into being in the first place. And it's something I believe in very, very strongly, because it's something that gets very widely ignored, something that just sort of gets brushed under the carpet, no one seems to care about. But it's a very real problem. Because every single day we hear about all these other hate crimes like sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred, ableism, etc. We hear these every single day, from the most violent and heinous of these crimes, where someone is brutally murdered because of the colour of their skin, because of their religious beliefs, or because of their sexual identity, down to the most petty and pathetic of these crimes, where some entitled white woman is calling the police because a family of colour are having a picnic in a public space. We hear every facet of these crimes every single day in every media platform. But we never hear about these people that are getting brutally attacked and beaten to within an inch of their life just because of their taste in music. We never hear about it. But it's a very real problem. It's been going on for decades, and it's ignored. No one seems to care. No one seems to think it's important, and that's just, it needs to change. Because the last time there was any talk about this was 13 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked, brutally beaten, kicked, punched, and had their heads stamped on so viciously and so violently that they both ended up in comas. Now, Rob Maltby, he did thankfully survive the attack. He was in a coma for around about a week, maybe a little bit longer, but he did thankfully survive. Sophie Lancaster, on the other hand, she was in a coma for 13 days before she succumbed to her injuries and she died. This young woman, she was 20 years old, and she was beaten to death by a group of people just because of the fact that she listened to alternative music and wore different clothing, and they didn't like it. Just let that sink in for a moment. She was beaten to death because she had a different taste in music. How ridiculous is that? What a petty and pathetic excuse that is. And at the time, this was all over the news. This was all over the news for several weeks, possibly several months. And like I said, this was 13 years ago. All over the news. But as all things do, it eventually sort of faded away. But we've never heard anything else since. But I know for a fact, in the 13 years since that's happened, there have been several hundred, if not several thousand, more attacks just like this. But we've not heard a single damn thing about them because no one's died. And that is disgusting. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to lose their life before this sort of thing gets spoken about. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to die before doing something to stop it from happening. Because it's only a matter of time. If we keep ignoring it, it's only a matter of time before what happened to Sophie Lancaster happens again, and we cannot allow that to happen. It's something that never should have happened in the first place. But we most certainly cannot allow it to ever happen again. And if we keep ignoring it, if people just keep brushing it to the side, we're letting the people who commit these crimes think that there's no repercussions for their actions, that they can just get away with it and do whatever the hell they want. And that cannot be allowed. It is not acceptable. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to bring more attention to the fact that this sort of thing is happening. They want more people to start talking about this. They want to bring more recognition to the fact that this is actually a very real problem. It's a very big problem. Like I said, it's been going on for decades. But it just gets ignored because nobody cares, and that is just wrong. It's unacceptable. And, you know, how would you like it if your best friend or a loved one went out walking and someone didn't like the colour of their sweatshirt and beat them to death just because they didn't like their sweatshirt? It's pathetic. And you would be furious. And, you know, there's no different. You know, they're beating someone to death because they like different music. Music. You know, if they don't like the music, they don't have to listen to it. We're not forcing them to listen to it. If they don't like the clothes we're wearing, they don't have to look at it. There's infinite other directions you can look in. But just because you don't like something doesn't give you an excuse to kill someone. It doesn't give you the excuse to beat them to within an inch of their life. This sort of thing needs to stop, and the first step towards that is getting more recognition that this is a real problem. We need more people to talk about the fact that this is a problem. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there's a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any small way, obviously you don't feel obligated to do so, but if you can help them out in any small way, whether it's a small donation through their website or something as simple as one of these Sophie wristbands, you can get them off their web store. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff, you know, if you're interested. But, you know, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we get more people talking about this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.